On today's show, someone is lying to you. It's either Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Haize, the other Bucks, somebody. Talk about it. Today's Locked On NBA Daily right now.
You are Locked On NBA, your daily NBA podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome to Locked On NBA Daily. My name is Nick Angstadt, host of the Locked On Mavericks podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'll be your shot clock Sherpa today, standing in for Wes. Thanks for being in every day, making Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Joining me today, as always, from Locked On Nuggets and the Action Network, Matt Moore. Whine about something in your life the way that Luka Doncic whined about that turnover last night.
It gets so cold in the winter, and then now the Thunder have made the entire NBA season just meaningless. What's the point in anything?
And from Locked On Bulls and Bull Central, Haize, name an inanimate object that could stop OKC.
Man, I don't even know. At this point, I think I was gonna say a boulder, you know what? Asteroid, let it hit the arena. That's it. That's the only thing that can stop it.
An asteroid may be the only thing to stop OKC. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the SGA and his insane streak.
Hang on. Yeah, the asteroid has been called for 6 shooting fouls. They have been ejected from the
game. Scott Foster has sent the asteroid packing. We'll talk about what could stop OKC. We'll also talk about Joe Mazzulla's comments on Jayson Tatum. It's up to him to come back, boys. And we'll talk to John Karalis and hear what he has to say about that. But let's start here with Giannis Antetokounmpo. According to Chris Haize the other night, Giannis Antetokounmpo addressed some of his teammates recently to stress the importance of focusing on basketball. I was told that his point was that he's there wanting to get better and that they had a players-only meeting at some point. Let's hear from our guy, Justin Garcia from Locked On Bucks, because he also heard about this players-only meeting.
Doc Rivers, who was adamant that this is nonsense. And Giannis has never told me he wants to be traded. We don't have these conversations. He talks to the guys. I did hear earlier in the day before the game, there was a players only meeting that included all players. And we also heard from Bobby, from KPJ, from Kuz, I think from Rollins after that game. And they all kind of gave the same message too of Yanni still communicates with us and talks to us about this, and this. And he was the first one. That was the game he got hurt, by the way. He was the first one to text us in the group chat. And we know what the outside chatter is. It's just been bizarre because the reporting that's out there, and my stance has long been, without going too far in a spot that can get me into trouble here, there's a lot of smoke here that I don't think this is entirely fabricated and made up. There is clearly something that's coming out. You don't get to ESPN and just let's make up stories because we want Giannis out of Milwaukee. So what if we do this? Maybe that can grease the wheels.
Then Kyle Kuzma, after the game the other night, says, I don't really remember a time that he met with us and sat us down and had a players only meeting. Yeah, he didn't sit us down like The Apprentice. An incredible example for him to give. He said, it didn't go down like this. Matt Moore, who's lying to us? Either Chris Haize about the trade, about the players only meeting, Justin about the players only meeting, Doc Rivers about him wanting to be traded, Kyle Kuzma about there being a players only meeting. Something is happening with this team right now.
Everyone's lying a little bit. Welcome to Trade Rumors in the NBA. So the key here, I think, is always think about when you hear reports, who benefits from that reporting. And who benefits most from Haize's report that he told them hey, let's focus on basketball is Giannis. Giannis benefits most from that perspective because it means that he's not trying to worm his way out. He's not sabotaging their season. He's still locked in. He's trying to be a leader. He benefits the most from that. Kuzma and the other players were basically yeah, no, it wasn't like this. He doesn't sit us down. I understand them being kind of this is ridiculous framing. A lot of this to me still screams that Giannis does not want to be viewed as a villain. Now, what I think is interesting about Garcia's comments is with very like every ounce of due respect because he's there and he knows. What I will tell you is that most often the local reporters will be like, I think a lot of this is smoke, because you're hearing from people that would know that it's smoke. But the problem is that those people are highly motivated to present it as smoke so you can maybe kick the can down the road, stretch the timeline, dig yourself out. If the Bucks win 7 of their next 8 somehow, then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, they put that behind them and because winning cures everything. Like the reality is this, is that somebody in Giannis's management and somebody in Giannis's people is communicating that he is looking at his options. That's where Shams is getting this from. Someone in that circle is doing it. And Giannis, the player, will always be like, no, man, like that's not what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, it's not what you're trying to do, but it is what your people are trying to do because that's what you want. Like all of this has a lot of layers to it that you have to keep in mind as you try and navigate all the nonsense that gets reported.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody's clearly lying here, and maybe it is a combination of all the things. And jokingly, maybe Kyle Kuzma just wasn't invited to that meeting. But I have a different take on this here. And I said this to you guys in text message before we started this episode. What if we're looking at this in the wrong perspective? What if all this is Giannis putting more pressure on the Milwaukee Bucks to try to get them to make a major trade at the trade deadline? Now, they don't have a lot of options at their disposal, but I still get the personal feeling that Giannis is looking for Milwaukee to give him any reason to stay before he does pull that trigger on getting him out of there. What if it's that? What like is there a chance that could be what the ploy is here, Matt?
It can be, because players are oftentimes like, they have so much on their plate that they kind of present the idea of like, look, I don't care how you get it done, just get it done. Like, you know how bosses will sometimes do that? Like, well, I don't care how you got to get it done, just get it done, which is the most annoying thing in the world to me, where I'm like, okay, but I'm literally telling you it's impossible to get this thing done. And that's kind of where the Bucks are at, right? Is like, he can apply that pressure as much as he wants, but there's zero way for the Bucks to be able to accomplish that. They don't have the assets. They do not have the capability for somebody to go out and get a guy that is going to make Giannis be like, oh, awesome. Like they did that, and it was Dame, and it didn't work, and then he tore his Achilles, and then they waived him. Like the move was made. I still just continue to think that this is Giannis is not Dwight, but this reminds me a lot of the Dwight Howard exit, in terms of Dwight didn't want to be the bad guy. He didn't want to leave Orlando on bad terms. Like, didn't want it to be this big, mean thing, but he also was like, had to deal with the reality of it. It's time to go. It's better, honestly, to just rip the Band-Aid off, because fans get really tired of this kind of thing. But as far as like applying pressure, he can apply as much pressure as he wants, but there's nowhere for that pressure to go. It's just going to build up till it explodes.
Yeah, like what options do the Bucks have, Haize, if it is him putting pressure on it? Because this is what I've thought since the beginning is, oh, he's just doing the LeBron track, or he's just doing the LeBron style. Let me put pressure on this organization to try and make something happen. Where do they even go? What do they even turn to? I mean, it's not like they have a ton of assets to go do something.
I mean, yeah, really, if you're looking at it, it's Kuzma, and they have one movable first round pick. That's it. That's not going to get you a lot.
Well, Ryan Rollins and Kyle Kuzma and a first round pick for Anthony Davis. And then the Mavericks got 2 first round picks for Luka Doncic and Ryan Rollins.
Does that match Anthony Davis's contract?
I have no idea.
Put whatever else you need in that deal. I'll do that deal all day if that's the deal for Anthony Davis right now.
Ryan Rollins and Kyle Kuzma is $26 million. Congrats, you're halfway there.
Okay.
You need $22 more million, I think.
We'll just trade Miles Turner too, and we'll just throw that in.
Texas guy, always wearing a cowboy hat, plays Texas well against the.
And then Anthony Davis gets to play center, which he loves. He just loves playing center.
The other day, he was like, yeah, we're just waiting for Gafford and Lively to come back. And I was like, ooh, no one's told him Lively's going to be out for the season, because even back then I knew that Lively was going to be out for the season.
Ooh, yeah.
Coming up, speaking of coming back, Jayson Tatum. Apparently it's up to him whether he wants to come back or not, or what time he wants to come back. We'll talk about that. Hear from John Karalis and more. Today's Locked On NBA Daily. Today's Locked On NBA Daily is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA. You can do all kinds of stuff with Game Time. You can go see all kinds of events, all kinds of shows, everything. Right now, The World Cup is coming back. It's back in the U.S. for the first time in a long time, and you can go get tickets. That's why Game Time app is clutch. It's finally giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats, especially for something as anticipated as the World Cup. So you pull up the app. The layout makes it so simple to scroll through matchups, compare seat views. You got to love that. I love that you can see the view from your seats. I love that you can see the prices that you're going to pay at the beginning, that you're going to pay at checkout. Gotta love that. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets and every match, concert, or event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code. Again, it's Locked On NBA, all one word, Locked On NBA, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, use the code Locked On NBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go with Game Time. Today's episode also brought to you by Quo. New year, new me, new systems. And this is the time when a lot of us look at the messier parts of running a business and think, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way to make these trade requests for these players, but there has to also be a better way for you to run your small business. That's where Quo comes in. QUO, the smarter way to run your business communications. If you're ready to make your workday smoother and keep customers connected without the headaches, Quo makes upgrading your setup easier than ever. A streamlined system that makes a big difference when communicating with customers. Having calls, text, voicemails in one clean view keeps everything organized and helps you stay responsive. You can do all kinds of things with Quo, and it can help you streamline your business. Make this year the year where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo free plus 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/LockedOnNBA. Again, that's QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On NBA Daily. We have a show that covers your favorite team every single day. We also have the Everydayers Club. Check the link in the description to find a feed that's ad-free that you can get all over the place. Lots of them. Locked On Mavs, Locked On Nuggets, Locked On Bulls. All of those will be available ad-free, so you can go check that out at the Everydayers Club. And the links in the description to find your favorite show. Hopefully it's not Locked On Celtics, because I don't know what you're doing if that's your favorite show. But John Karalis, incredible job over there. And Jayson Tatum may be coming back, boys, because Joe Mazzulla had this to say the other day about Tatum coming back. It's all up to him. At the end of the day, his health is the most important thing. His process is the most important thing. You trust him, trust the team around him. He's got a great team, and you just kind of go from there. So kind of all that starts from where he and his team think he's at. John Karalis had something to say about this over on Locked On Celtics.
I'm going to push back. I'm going to say what you just said about Jayson Tatum's injury luck is fake as well.
Hey, fair.
Because he's coming back, baby. He is coming back. There's no, look at this, man. Go to Jayson Tatum's story. He looks good. Let me tell you something. As someone who has been saying he will return this season from the beginning, I am waiting for the apology line to start right here to my left. To all the people who said I was crazy and didn't know what I was talking about, I'm telling you, this dude is coming back. In fact, I said March.
Yeah.
He might be back before March. So, he is looking good. There's no way you can tell me when you look at Jayson Tatum's Instagram story that dude should sit out the rest of this season. No chance. So,
Haize, if I had to tell you, you had to bet after March 1st or before March 1st for a Jayson Tatum return, what are you betting on?
So he tore his Achilles May 11th, right? I think that's the date. I'd still bet after March. I know that's probably against what Karalis would want me to say, but that's I get it. He looked really good in that video that he posted 101, but it's not like that's not NBA level competition. I'd say man. I still say after.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that is going to have to apologize to John. I wasn't aware they were taking a different technique on the surgery, right? And that's a big advantage for John being the plugged in guy that he is there in Boston. Mm-hmm. So that could be the difference here. I'm still going to say over.
Matt, that's just because
I'm not a doctor, so
right.
I don't know.
You're not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know. That's my second favorite Jason Kidd Mavericks quote outside of the I watch the games just like you guys.
I'm not I'm watching just like you guys.
So good. So the thing here, though, is what John is missing by gooning over his Instagram posts is that I think it misses that the problem is usually about a player's confidence and comfort. you have this happen to you, and it takes so long for you to trust your body. I went through this covering Jamal Murray. Like, there was every reason to think that Jamal Murray was going to be back in like January after his ACL tear. Like, there was every indication of like he attacked his rehab early, like he was all on top of it, like they were like very hopeful. And then it was like, well, okay, it might be All-Star. And then it was like, well, it might. I mean, hopefully it'll be March. And then it was like, no, he's not coming back. And you get to a point so late in the year where it's like you can't. You need to give him ramp up time. Like you need to give Jayson Tatum time to ramp up in terms of his conditioning and physicality. You cannot throw him coming off of an Achilles right into the playoffs. You can't do that. So you are on a little bit of a timeline. Now he might just come back like the end of the month, right? They were talking over the summer about like he might be back before the end of December, right? That was the story. And so if it's March, then okay. I think it's entirely possible given the change in the medical treatment for this and how great Tatum has been in attacking it. But there is a mental and emotional side of this that people, I think, is very hard. It's not even hard. It's impossible to quantify. You can't get to that kind of a spot. So I'm still going to be a little bit skeptical until we actually see him back on the court.
Yeah, I think the part of the question here too is like, okay, let's say he does come back, right? Whenever he comes back this season, and like it still takes a while when you're back on the court to really be yourself again. I mean, it does put them ahead of the curve going into the offseason if he's able to return back this season, which is really good. The question then becomes about the Boston Celtics are third in the East now, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. Do they feel confident enough that Tatum's return is going to help them enough on a playoff push to where they go all in, they do a move, trading Anthony Simons for a big. I still think they need some big man depth, but I mean, Tatum getting back on the court, good, great. I just don't know, even if he does, if he's going to be Jayson, if we're going to look at him and say it's Jayson Tatum until next year.
The first 2 weeks after he comes back, they're going to be, it will be rough with him on the court in net rating. And I would not be surprised if they were under 500. And that's not about Tatum at all. That is about any player that comes back that is a high usage player who you have to reintegrate when you have played 6 months of basketball and gotten used to playing without him. You have a rhythm. You have tendencies, like you've been doing the same stuff. You've been running the same actions, and now everything is different. And we've seen over and over again, it causes this disruption. So it will be short-term rough, even if it's like long-term good. On the other hand, I do want to like stress this. It is to Jayson Tatum's never-ending credit that he is in a position where we're even talking about this.
Yeah.
Like it is to his never-ending credit that he could return. Wasn't Kyrie supposed to be back before the end of 2025, Nick? Yeah. Wasn't that?
Still got time, guys. Still got time.
We got how long? We got
hope, Nick. Hold on that hope.
We got 20 days. Is that 20 days?
I'm gonna use my next favorite Jason Kidd drop.
I have to apologize that you felt that he should have played more.
Is that really what we want this season?
That's great.
Excellent.
How good do the Celtics have to be for him to come back and for you to still feel good about them ramping up Jayson Tatum in order to get to that point where you're like, this team could be an Eastern Conference Finals team or maybe even make the finals?
Stay top 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's it. 5 seeds. As long as they're top 5, I think they got a chance, because it's just like, it's not like the West where it's like, you better be in top condition. Everybody's healthy. Everything is good. You're playing your best basketball and you get lucky. And then you might be within single digits versus the Thunder in a late game situation. With the East, it's like, I don't know, man. Anybody could win. Like I'm not willing to rule out anybody from winning the Eastern Conference at this point.
Do you have 3 players that can shoot and dribble? You can also win the Eastern Conference.
You too can win the Eastern Conference.
Tatum returning would be a huge story. Follow Locked On Celtics for more on that. Coming up, the biggest story in the NBA should be the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 24-1 now. Only one other team has ever started that well. Doesn't feel like people are talking about it, but they're unstoppable right now. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Locked On NBA Daily continues next. Today's episode of Locked On NBA Daily brought to you by ZocDoc. Guys, it's 2025, which means there's still time for Kyrie to come back. It's almost 2026, and those days of waiting for something to become a full-blown emergency before you see the doctor, they're over. Be like Jayson Tatum. Go see the doctor. Get it done. No more walking it off for 6 months. No more pretending that weird shoulder stiffness is just sleeping wrong. We see our demographics. Some of you need to go to the doctor. It's time to take your health seriously, and ZocDoc makes it easier than ever because staying healthy is more than just hitting the gym every once in a while or eating right. It's actually about getting things checked out when something feels off. Using ZocDoc makes scheduling easier. I checked to see who's in my network. I love that they have the appointment times right next to the doctor there, so you can see exactly what times are available. Makes it simple to keep your health a priority, even with a busy schedule. I've used other scheduling apps, and sometimes you go to them and you're like, oh, this doctor is not even in service anymore. This one, the app is quick, clean, and honestly removes all the stress of finding the right doctor. So stop putting off your doctor's appointments and get the care that you need. Go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA and to find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA, ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. It's Locked On NBA Daily. We have a show that covers every single team. Go listen to Locked On Celtics. Go listen to Locked On. Who did we talk about earlier today? The Bucks. Listen to them for a little while. They're going through it. They could use some friends over there. Locked On Fun.
Great, by the way. That show is absolutely phenomenal. Garcia and Camille do such a great job over there. Like that, Locked On Bucks is a great show.
Camille is such an amazing talent on this network, and I don't know if Nick knows this or not. Me and Camille used to work together on a completely different podcast network like 5-6 years ago. I've known Camille for a long time. She's really good people.
I did not know that you did that, but yeah,
I actually hired her to work for me a little while ago.
Well, that's something we have in common. We both have. Matt, did you hire Camille to do anything?
No, now I feel left out.
Matt, you got to hire her on the Action Network or something. Yeah. OKC is crushing it right now. They destroyed the Suns last night in the Cup game. There was just no contest in that game. I felt like watching that game, it was like I was watching a practice squad team fight, like play an actual NBA team. The Thunder are now 24-1. They're absolutely insane. And the thing that you brought up to me this morning, Matt Moore, was SGA's streak that he's on right now. He is currently on a streak shooting over 50% in 12 straight games. He's also put up 20 points in all those games. Here are the players that have had a streak of 12 games this season shooting over 50%. And this is anybody, not like limited to the amount of shots or anything. DeAndre Ayton, Giannis, Isaiah Hartenstein, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Rudy Gobert, Carlo Makovic, Jakob Poeltl, and Jared Allen. All centers and Giannis are the players that have had this streak. And then SGA has 12 games like this. You take that even farther, and I'm like, all right, let's add the 20 points to this. Let's add the 12 games of 50 plus, shooting field goal percentage, and then 20 points. Here are the players in NBA history who have done that. Giannis has had a 27-game streak. Shaq had a 25-game streak. Zion has had a 25-game streak. Giannis has done this 5 times. Kareem's done it 5 times. Shaq's done it 4 times. Charles Barkley did it a couple times. Wilt Chamberlain only did it once, which is kind of surprising. Joel Embiid, Karl Malone, Karl Anthony Towns. And then here are all the guards and wings that have ever done this. 50% from the field, 20 points in a streak of 12 games or more. Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Chris Mullin, Adrian Dantley, DeMar DeRozan, and now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Impressed?
Absolutely.
It's nuts. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like, he's got the ball and I do kind of love I love it when teams take complex things and make them extremely simple. And the Thunder's entire thing is so simple where it's like, hey, what if we never turn the ball over and we make more shots than we miss? And then we'll just play good defense. Like, it's such a simple formula. They never turn the ball over. They turn you over. You don't shoot over 50%. They shoot over 50%. Like, don't turn ball over, make bucket. It's very simple. It's really sound. Like, I love all the strategy and everything else, but like some of the most dominant teams in NBA history were so simple in what they were able to accomplish. Like, the Warriors were, well, what if you just made all the threes? Like, what if we just made all the threes? Yeah, no, I know. Like all the other stuff about this, but what if we just like made all the threes? And then like this Thunder team is like, never turn ball over, make bucket. And it is unbelievably what they are doing is it's the kind of stuff that stresses me out because like I always want teams to have a chance and I want a reason to kind of engage with the rest of the season. But the level of dominance is bordering on categorically insane to where like I was talking with somebody last night. It was like, yeah, no, like they're probably going to win again unless they don't. And that's it. Like, that's all we're kind of waiting on. It's like, if you want the analysis, it's like, they're probably going to win again unless they don't.
Rylan Stiles talked about how SGA has taken this leap and how the Thunder have become so unstoppable on Locked On Thunder today.
It just shows you the ability for Shai to be a true 3-level scorer. Like we talked about it all summer long. and you ever dares know this, we've been tracking this all season. For Shai to be able to be so comfortable to pull up, not just from 3 off the dribble, but from 2 steps back from the 3-point line off the dribble, it changes how you have to guard him, and it makes him completely unguardable. He was already extremely hard to guard, but there's just no solving this guy, especially whenever he can pass like this and punish you for sending help. Because if you don't send help, then he's going to hit these demoralizing, back-breaking, mid-range buckets. Like, what are you going to do?
Haize, what are you going to do?
Pray. I mean, that's really all you can do at this point. Like, between the skill that this Thunder team has, the skill that Shai has, and then the refs' assistance on that sometimes, there's really that you can do but pray, really. I mean, this team is so good and so efficient at what they do well that it's hard to take away what, like, the game plan usually is you come to you. I want to take away and make it more difficult on what you do well. And right now we haven't seen a team be able to do that consistently this season against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are going to be one of the best regular season teams we've ever seen. And I really do believe that. Now in the playoffs, we'll see. But I do believe they're going to contend for that 73 win record this season.
Higher.
Well, the record is only what it is, right? You can only just contend for that. Where does it end up? They're on like a 78 win pace right now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if this team went like, here's the thing. The reasonable answer is like, hey, they'll probably have a chance to go over 73. Like, that's like a reasonable, like they'll have a chance depending on how things go. That's like a nice and measured take, but like, let's have some fun here. Like, based off of what you see, they got the best point differential. Look at all the expected stuff based off of. It's not that the Warriors won games in 2016 by hook or by crook. This Thunder team blows you out. That I love the Suns last night being like, hey, they will grind this game down and they'll have it. Lost by 40. Like, there's no shots, right? So, like, the question here is, like, if they win 79 games, if they lose 3 games this season, which is an insane thing to say, but if they did it, like, what would you think? Like, what would you think? There was a lot of comments last night. I thought it was really funny. There were a lot of comments last night online from Lakers fans who were like, what's the league going to do when you have a team that everybody hates that is this good? And I'm like, have you look within thyself, sir? Like, this is the history of the league. I do think it's interesting that nobody really connects with this team the way that they have connected with like the 2016 Warriors, 96 Bulls. But at some level, people love a winner. Shai's shooting 55% from mid-range. And the weakness used to be his 3-point shot. He's shooting 45% from 3 now. And you have, like, there's nothing you can do. There is nothing that works right now. Nobody has a solve. The question, I think, really is like the question is not what will stop the Thunder, because something will. It's always like there will be something. The question is, like, how long is it going to take? Because you have to have the cumulative wear down of the team trying to play like this, even for guys this young, versus the teams like scouting and trying new things and finding whatever it is that works. Personnel, scouting, tactics, strategy, whatever. How long is that going to take? And that to me is a really interesting question, because I'm just like, I don't think it's going to be this season.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be this season at all. Like, I just there's no solving for this team at all as things look right now. Like, and keep in mind, like they started this off the season without Jalen Williams being there. That's what makes it even scarier, right? Like,
Hartenstein's out.
Yeah, Hartenstein's out now. Like, what can you say? What's going to stop this team? I don't know.
Have they tried pizza rolls? Have we tried to introduce pizza rolls into the equation? It seemed to work on the.
I don't know. That may power them up. Like Shai on pizza rolls, that may get scarier.
There you go. Instead of like taking them out and getting them drunk the night before, you take them out and you play Mario Kart and feed them Mountain Dew and pizza rolls.
Some of them can't get drunk. They're not legally.
That's crazier.
Not legally allowed to. Which is one of the things with Cooper Flag that I'm like, hey.
But on the other side, what I do think is like so fascinating though is like this is bucking up against this era that we have where we haven't had a repeat champ since 2018. And we thought, look, 2 years ago we were like, oh come on, nothing's stopping the Nuggets. Like, look at this team, they're so good. Like, yeah, they're probably going to win the title again. Okay, 2024. Oh well, you know, the Celtics. I mean, come on, like.
Yeah.
The Celtics are going to win the title again. Look how good they are. Nothing's stopping them, right? But here, like, this is a different challenge because this team is better than those teams. It just is categorically. It's much better than that Nuggets team, and it's pretty better, quite a bit better than that Celtics team. If the Thunder can't repeat, that's like the ultimate test of this parity era. Like, if the Thunder can't do this, no one can.
That's it. Go check out the links in the description for different ways to follow the show, the Everydayers Club, to get ad-free episodes of all of your favorite shows. And we'll be back. Breaking this down and more. I can't believe I just did that again. Every time I host this dang show. And we'll be back tonight with game night, breaking down all the games that happened tonight. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On NBA Daily.